Hello, welcome to my talk. I have chapter 8. I read it completely. I loved it because I could see my future. But anyway, I'm really excited about talking about this one. I'm sure you guys are gonna be excited as well. Chapter 8 it's the pot of gold at the end of the wall chart because a couple of chapters ago they wanted us to get that big wall chart where you show what you owe and how it's coming down, and then what you um, invest. Yeah, shoot. What your monthly income, how much money you spend a month, which we were making that other graph that shows the different things that we buy and how we might not need them. Maybe we just have them there because we always have them there, but we are going to figure out what things to do away with and then just have like the monthly uh, pretty much fixed of what we do every month, and that way we would get, we would bring down our debt and bring down our monthly expenditures, and then invest. And so this chapter is all about investing. So, it's saving. Save is that third line, and then investing is a fourth line that they said to add to the wall chart on this chapter. And so they started by talking about savings versus capital. So savings is the amount of money you put in your bank, just to save, just to store there so you don't use it. Usually it's for if you're saving for a car, or you're saving for a trip, or you want to buy a new lawnmower, things that are a little bit more expensive than your budget. Um, but you have a savings there, or you try to have like that little bit of money in case you lose your job, or in case an emergency, you have that little fund there. Um, but capital is also your money, but capital is the money that you use to invest, which is going to make you income. It's going to make you more money. So you invest it and it brings you more money. And that's all that this chapter is about. And, it makes a lot of sense. And then there's two forms of investment. There's speculation and debt investment. So speculation would be like stock, real estate, and venture capital. I'm not sure what venture capital is, but they threw it in there. So these are things where you hope that the value of what you buy will increase and make you a profit. So, like a lot of people bought a lot of houses back in 2007, 2008 because they could, and they thought that the houses were going to go up, and then blah, they went belly up because it didn't happen that way. They didn't increase it. It went down, and it was a bad investment for people back in that time. Um, but those are things that, if depending if you know how to read the economy, those are things you could buy, and usually they go up. Gold, for example, is another thing that they mentioned. You buy gold and it only keeps going up, or like that Bitcoin and stuff like that. It's things that you buy and usually they go up, but they fluctuate, so you don't know when you're gonna be good and when you're not gonna be good. So the other thing that they talked about is debt instrument, and that is a lending your capital to another and charging interest for the privilege of using your money for a specific period of time. And so then, instead of you owing money to the credit cards, I yes, bonds are an example of debt. You would go and get bonds, and you would be lending the money out, and they would be paying you interest. So this is really, really interesting. And if I and time for yourself. Oh, it's just I wrote a note to myself that if you start investing, then you go into financial independence faster than if you're just going down in debt and saving your money in the bank. And so this chapter is about the crossover. And the crossover is when you invest, then you're going to have this little chart that's going up, and then your debt is going down, and then your monthly is going straight because it stays the same the whole time. So one day your income is going to be higher, meaning the income you get from your investment is going to be higher than your monthly, and that's when you are going to be making enough money from your investment to pay your monthly stuff that you use on a monthly basis, and therefore you wouldn't need your job to pay for this because your investment is paying for this. Isn't that wonderful? So yes, that is something I'm going to do. And so it says after the crossover, which the crossover is when your investment goes up and then it goes higher than what you spend a month. After the crossover, you will be able to get rid of the biggest barrier between you and your round to it. Your round to it list. And the round to it list would be like things you want to do, like, oh, I want to learn how to sew, but I'll get around to it, right? Or I want to go bungee jump, and I'll get around to it. Or I'm going to go climb that mountain, but I'll get around to it. And you never get around to anything because you're always working. And I see that here because I'm sitting here, and then I have all these plans because of all these things I'm reading, but it takes all day to finish work. It's 8 hours, and then you're done, and then you have to do the things you have to do. So there's very little time for you to do the things you want to do. So anyway, that's when you do the crossover after you invest and do all these calculations. You get to do all your round to list, the things you want to do that you never have time to. And the barrier between you and your round to list is your job. That's what it says here. The barrier is your job. And if you decide, because if you love your job, that book also says, if you love your job, then you keep doing your job. But if you have like a round to list that is huge, then you want to leave your job and go do the round to list. And maybe at the end of the round to list, you've done everything you want to do. Maybe you want to go back to your job. And, because you also miss people and stuff like that. But anyway, another thing you could do if you don't want to go back to your job once you do the crossover is philanthropy, which is my word of the day. It comes from the Greek root phil, which means love, and anthropos, which means human. So being a volunteer, philanthropists express love for humankind, right? So that's what philanthropist is, in case you didn't know. And so when I was talking about that, you get all excited because yes, I'm going to invest, and yes, I'm going to do that. And when I cross over, what am I going to do? And I've had this idea forever because when I was younger, my mom, my dad, and my aunts and my uncles, they would, because they're from a little town in Mexico called Atecucario. And it's really, really rural, and really beautiful. And they used to make parties here, like parties and charge money for people to come in from the town that lived here and worked here to fundraise to make money and send it up there for the church so the church could be pretty. So you go over there and the church is fairly pretty and you see it and you think, oh my God, that was done through all the fundraising from people here. So I've always thought I want to do something because, because of my dad's love of the town. I love it immensely too. I love the people. I love that they say hi to you when you're passing by, even if you don't know them. I love the little stores. I used to like it better back in the day. You used to go there and there was rock still, like really like when you're reading a history book and they show like in the olden times. Well, that was in the olden times. There was no water. Like you didn't have, you couldn't open the faucet for water. If you wanted water, you had to go with this big ceramic container and go get water, and so you could cook and drink, right? Or if you wanted to wash your clothes, you had to take all your clothes down to where the water. And Aticucario means a place of where the water is born. So there are a lot of, I don't know how you say it in English, but manantiales, it's where water just sprouts up. Like there's a little like river that it's like there's zero water, and then at one time, probably during the rainy season, then water starts coming up and you can see the water gurgle up and fill that place. And I have an aunt that has behind her in her backyard, it gurgles up at that same time, and you could see the water come out of the ground. It's amazing. But anyway, when I reach my crossover point, that is my philanthropy. That is what I want to do. I want to go and do something like my parents have. I think they even have like their names carved and the bells from the church. So I want to do something for the school, maybe school, something where I could teach them maybe what I'm learning on these books. But it's amazing. Like I have all these ideas of things I could do for them over there, and I would do it for free. Like I don't care if I get paid money for it, as long as I'm not in debt, which I won't be, hopefully by the end of this year, and I'll have enough money that I don't have to work, so I could go and do things and come back and enjoy and do my what did I call it, the round two it list. But anyway, I really, another thing I want to say before I log off here, but I was reading about this and getting so excited about it all last week, and then while I'm working, I listened to like Tony Robbins. Yes, so this week I went. It's called I forget what it's called, but it's like 5 or 6 little like videos, and it's not even videos where you see him talk like you're seeing me here. It's like just like this picture, and it's just him talking, which helps because then I could work while he's talking. But he was talking about the same investing, that it's compound interest, and Paola Herrera had already talked about one of those too. And I wrote down like stuff from Paola Herrera's thing, but that was a couple weeks ago. But when I heard Tony's yesterday, like my brain like boom, like this, it's when they said how I've been listening, and what you think and what you're excited about, it comes more to you. Well, Tony came after I was reading and got so excited about chapter 8. And he says that you should invest in compound interest because it grows, it grows, it grows, it grows. But he says you need to do, that most people do like 10% of their check, their paycheck. And they put, like the older you are, the less you put on the risky one. So like for me, I would do 70% on like the least risky, like mutual funds and bonds, like the book says. like that, and it's going to grow slowly. But then I'm going to put 30% in the risky stock and see what I could do there. And then and then you have another category, which is like your to do it, your round to it list, but he called it something else, but it's like the things you want to do. And so once you make a little bit of money out of the risky fund investment here, you take the money out, and let's say you get, $500. Then you do, let's do $600. Yeah. And so you're gonna do a third, divide that in three, and put 200 in your less risky investment, the mutual funds, the bonds, and then you put the 200 in your risky. So it's like the money that you already invested plus 200 from your winnings, and then you do the 200 on your to-do it list, your round two hit list. And so then on that list, you write like things you want to do, and then so you're saving for it. So these first $200 might not get you to, you want a new car. So, but like every time you make more money here, you're going to divide it in three and put it in these three sections. And, this one's going to be growing, and this one's going to be growing, and this one's going to be growing because it has the money you have plus the interest that you added to it. So that's how it's a compound, because it's like the interest you add to it, then it gets interest from the original funds plus the interest, and then so on and so on and so on. And that's how you're going to become financially independent. At least that's how I'm going to do it. Another thing that Tony Robbins said before I really log out is, but stop right now and do it now. Do it now. Because a lot of people get excited like me, and then we don't follow through. We said, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, I'll do it tomorrow, which is what I did yesterday. I'll do it tomorrow. I was busy. Today I'm really busy because of circumstances this morning. But I'm working. I started working at noon, so I have to work 8 hours. When I finish, then I have to do other things. But tomorrow, my goal is tomorrow I'm gonna open up my mutual funds thing, whatever. I'm going to do 10% of what I make, because I just got paid this week, because I get paid every 2 weeks anyway. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. I hope you're excited too, and I hope you want to do it with me too, because it's really good. You guys need to do this. I want to do it, and I'll tell you how it goes for me, but do it too, because Tony Robbins says don't wait. You have to do it now. That's why we're all stuck where we're at right now, because we just think and dream, but we don't act on it, and we have to act on it now. I hope I got you excited, but see you next Sunday, because Sunday I am going to finish that meditation area by this summer. I'm getting excited about that too, because it's cold, but it's getting warmer. It's April. It's almost time, but I want to go read and meditate out there in the warm, and I'm so happy. See you guys later. Bye.